Hey everybody, welcome to Fabulous Living with Angela Jones. Happy Sunday, happy Palm Sunday. Today, we are going to focus on the tablescape and doing a little spring floral decor. So, this is our first holiday celebration for spring, right? I mean, the last time we probably celebrated was Valentine's Day, and then before that, New Year's New Year's Day. So to me, Easter is like the first spring celebration where you're really, gathering, and it's kind of like a coming out party for the year. Because in my mind, in my entertainer's kind of mind, Easter kind of is the beginning of the entertaining season. You have Easter, and then you're going through, and then you have all of your summer, you have your Memorial Day and 4th of July and Juneteenth, 4th of July, blah, blah, blah. And you go on throughout the summer, and then you're having all your summer festivities, and then you round it up on Labor Day. So Easter is kind of like the launch, the kickoff. That's what we're going to call it. So I thought that today we would focus on getting your table prepared, because my whole thing is making sure that the table is all set and prepared for the dinner the next day. So I like to set my table and do everything the night before. So we're going to pretend like this is like Easter Eve. And we're going to have everything all set up. And then follow me on my Instagram at Fabuleux_living. Because as you know, we've gone to 1 day a week. In the last video, I let you guys know that I'm only recording on Sundays. Just Sundays. Oops, I lost a flower. Only recording on Sundays, and all the other content will either be on the blog, which is forthcoming, or on Instagram. So on Instagram this week, I'm going to be sharing with you some of my, Easter Day core tips, some more tablescape ideas, some dishes for Easter dinner, different things like that. So definitely make sure you're following me on Instagram to get all of that info. Let me get my flower that fell down over here. Can't afford to have any flowers falling. So anyway, so that's what we're going to be doing as far as the Easter celebration. I would say that, today's arrangement is it definitely screams spring. We have our tulip parrots. We have our hyacinth, which smells so good. And then we, of course, have my favorite hydrangea. We even have some green ones that I was able to find. And I got all of these flowers again. Nothing came from the florist. These are all from Whole Foods this time. I was closer to a Whole Foods today, so I grabbed some flowers from there. And they never let me down. It's rare that I don't find some good flowers at Whole Foods, but this, I was overwhelmed. They had so much. I guess because, it's Passover this weekend, Palm Sunday, they know Easter's coming up next week. So, and it's the first full week of spring, so they had some phenomenal flowers. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do one big one, one large arrangement that's going to be the centerpiece for our tablescape, and then I'm going to take the remnants and I'm going to put them in other vessels. We're going to play around and see what we have left after we fill this one, and then we're going to put some in some other vessels. So let's just jump right in to Flower Palooza. So, like I think I told you guys when we did the Valentine's flowers, you just always want to make sure our hydrangeas have a thick stem. So you want to make sure as much water is getting in there. So I'm going to cut these down some. You want to cut them at an angle. Yeah, you want to cut them down just a little over the lip. Yeah, you can probably keep them there. We may trim them down again, and then you want to remove as much of the greens as possible, because we don't want those kind of hanging around and getting into our water. So yeah, we want to remember, we want to cut up the stem. And if these were really thick hydrangeas, I would take a hammer to them and smash the stem so that we can ensure that lots of water gets up there. So this actually can cut down a little more. We'll keep that there for now. We may have to trim it. But you want to just, you know, put everything in the vases without the greens, because the greens, as I said, is what can end up, you know, having a lot of bacteria and really making your water really gunky, and that's not the look we're going for. Let's see. That is definitely not the look we're going for. Now let me tell you, as far as, let me give you my kind of aesthetic. I think you guys have kind of figured out that, you know, I'm more of a neutral kind of person with a little splash of color. And, you know, Easter and spring is all really about pastels and things like that. And that's really not my jam. So what you're going to see today is the table is going to be very neutral. It's going to be extremely neutral, but then the flowers are going to provide the pop of color. And that's really kind of how I decorate, you know, my home. I've told you guys in several of the decor videos that it's really for me about getting that neutral look and then bringing in color with accessories. And in this case, for our table, the flowers are going to be the accessory. But if you are a pastel person, then go for it. I got things, I guess these to me are not considered pastels because they're bright, vibrant colors. You know, I didn't get any of like the softer hydrangeas or anything like that because I knew I was, you know, that's really not the look I was going for, but feel free to get whatever your little heart desires. But flowers, you know, I wasn't having the best day today, but once I got these flowers, I mean, who can be in a bad mood with these flowers? They're amazing. So it just adds so much to your space. Have to have flowers. And I didn't buy any last week. And I usually try to have some every week. So I am very excited about these flowers. Another tip on the flowers too is, you know, you may not want to do a multicolor arrangement. You may want to do something more monochromatic where, you know, it's all the same color, and that's fine too. Like you may want to do all pink or all yellow or something like that. Feel free to do that. And I think that you know, is a good idea if you are going for, you know, maybe your dinnerware is very colorful and you don't want to have to, you want to just kind of pull one color from the dinnerware that you're using, from your, you know, your china. And then that makes sense. You don't want to go too crazy. So you may want to do that. Or you may want to just pull all the colors. The beauty of all of this is you can do whatever you like. So, already, I mean, even if we just wanted to stop here, that is gorge. Already. I'm going to take some more of the greens off. Sometimes I keep some of them in just because there's a little bit of filler. But for the most part, I like to try to get rid of as much as possible. And since we're going to have more than enough flowers, we don't really need any filler. So I kind of want to, since we just have the two, there were only really two good green ones. So I kind of want to make sure that they're kind of interspersed in the white since we have more of the white. So there we are. That's definitely better. And this bloom is a little bigger. So place that there. So we have a good, pretty decent symmetry all the way around. So if you're looking at it from whichever angle, beautiful. Now next we're gonna put in, I'm gonna do some of the tulips. I'm gonna just cut a little bit at an angle. And let's just see how long, oh yeah. Yeah, turn that around so you can already see how that little pop of color, that yellow is so pretty. And tulips are so pretty because they have like this little ruffle kind of effect to it. And they're just, I love them. And you typically, I have to see exactly when they're in season, but I typically only see them in the spring, and that's it. So maybe they are just a seasonal kind of deal. But they are gorgeous. They're so pretty. And we're going to do some by themselves. And I got some pink ones. So pretty. Stick some of those in. And like I said, you just want to kind of stick them around so that, I don't lose anymore. So that, I don't think I got that last one. I got so excited. Double check. Oh no, I did. Okay. Yeah, so you just kind of want to stick them around so that you have, you know, a nice balance of color throughout the arrangement. So back here, I'll do some pink back here. Actually, I'm going to tuck it under because I want some of these to kind of, you know, how tulips kind of start to droop like these are doing. I want some of those to kind of hang around the perimeter. I want to tuck some under. That's going to be really pretty as they start to droop some and everything too. So let's go back to some yellows. Stick some right in the middle. Arrangement here. OMG. I am so pleased with this. We have good symmetry. Everything, you know, kind of balances out nicely. We have a nice mix of the colors. I mean, we have every color in the spring rainbow, spring color rainbow. We have our yellow, the yellows, the whites, the purple, the pink. It's gorgeous. I'm in love. So this is going to be beautiful on our table. And then when we spin it from every angle, and then you want to make sure of that when you're doing a centerpiece. You want to make sure that if someone's sitting on this side of the table, on the, you know, at every angle, whether they're sitting at the heads of the table, the sides of the table, the arrangement is nicely balanced. So, you know, there's a nice disbursement of the color. And I think we've achieved that. I don't think we have one area where it's too much yellow or too much pink or anything like that. I think we have a really good mix of color. So, one down. Yay! So we have a few small, we have a few small, a few stems rather, to do like some smaller arrangements. So what I decided to do was I got this, you know, glass little, some dirt from storing some of the flowers in here. So let me rinse this out. While that's going, I have some different vessels to put the flowers in. And we always think of, you know, traditional, it has to be a vase. I love putting flowers in different things like carafes, you know, and this one is really cute because it has some French, you know, writing on it, La Maison, you know, then it has an address on it in Paris. It's really cute. So that's one. And then this nice wicker one, which looks so springy to me. And you can use this in the summer or the spring and put an arrangement in it and put it on the table for like a patio or an outdoor brunch or anytime you're dining al fresco. That would be really cute. You know, and then I think last time we used some of these smaller square ones, but I think this time we're going to use, since we have these beautiful tulips, we're going to use these taller vessels instead. These taller, narrower vessels. So let me just dry this off. I didn't realize I had the sprayer on. And we're just going to stick some of those other blooms just right in there. Just these last few that we have left, because of course we're not going to waste them. And like I said, I spent, again, what did I tell you guys? I think $55 on all of these flowers. I had a lot of flowers, and for Whole Foods, that's really good. And I made this big arrangement, and this could easily be made into 2 or 3 arrangements. I just made it into a larger one because I wanted to have, you know, since that's going to be really the only pop of color on the table, I wanted to make it larger, but I could have easily put them in, you know, several of maybe this size. I could have probably done 3 of that size and even 4 of this smaller size. So someone may say, oh, $55 is a lot to spend on flowers at the grocery store, but it really isn't, because I know I said this when I did the Valentine's webisode about when we did our first floral arrangements, but this arrangement at a florist with the parrot tulips and the antique hydrangea, the hyacinth, this arrangement this large, this would be a $175 arrangement, minimum $150. You know, this tall, yeah. So $55, and we're gonna get some other smaller arrangements out of it. This is a good deal. So I'm just gonna place these now. So for this, since the greens aren't gonna really, the leaves aren't gonna really go down, I'm just gonna gently just place them in there. No rhyme or reason to it. And this is one that I'll probably just keep right up here in this little nook in my kitchen because it's in a cute little picture. Not saying that I couldn't put it in the bathroom or bedroom, but more than likely I'm gonna put it there. And then I'll probably use this other one and maybe I'll put that one on my nightstand. But it'll just be nice to just have little pops of spring. So we have, and see the leaves in this case are good because it helps to fill out the picture there. Like I said, you're just sticking them in there. No big deal. And we're going to do the same. We've got, let's see, in this one, we have, let's see, how many do we have in this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is perfect. This is great. We'll cut these at an angle. We'll need to smash these stems, but you know, flowers get gunky and stuff like that, so we do want to make sure that we're, I think we want to put them in, let's see. Yeah, kind of like them in up a little bit, put some texture out here since we have these others. Let's get some water here. And then we'll have that all set for there. So yeah, I'll probably put this one, like I said, in here. Then I may put this one in my bedroom, on my nightstand. And then we'll put this one here in the kitchen. And if you find that, it's just too much with the greens, I take some of them off and I may keep some on. It's like this one can go. There. This one is starting to wilt a little bit, it looks like already, so we know that one needs to go. And we have 3. Same idea. We want to make sure it's only 2 colors, but make sure they're kind of spaced out a little bit, color-wise. And boom, there we are. Okay, voila, 3 arrangements, $55, gorge. Next, we're gonna go over to my little vignette that I have in the window that you guys have seen numerous times in other webisodes. And since it's just gonna be me and my son, Darius having dinner together for Easter, not gathering yet, don't feel comfortable doing that just yet, haven't gotten my vaccine. So it'll just be the 2 of us. So I'm just going to really just do the table setting for 2. And then, you can expound from there. Be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back. So here we are, our little vignette that we have here for 2. Here's our floral arrangement that we made. And now that I see it over here, I love how you can see how it looks great from every angle. So since I decided to go with something taller, typically I would put it in the center of the table, but since I decided to go with something taller, I'm going to kind of put it off to the side of the table, but it'll still be in plain view for both of us to see, right? And I forgot to share with you that the hydrangeas came with some bare grass. Remember when I lost a flower and it fell to the floor? This bare grass was down there too. So with the bare grass, what I like to do is something that I've seen florists do. Just loop it, and just like I did this other one, I'm going to put it on the opposite side, and we're going to stick it in there, and then it kind of makes adds another dimension to it, to the arrangement. See? Isn't that lovely? So our arrangement's all set. So what we're going to do, everybody, is we're just going to do a very informal place setting for dinner, because again, it's just the 2 of us. We're not having people over. It's not a big formal to do where we're having 4 courses and all of this. So I'm keeping it very simple. So what I decided to do as the foundation, I didn't want to do a tablecloth because the table is so beautiful. It's a beautiful marble table, so I didn't want to cover it. So I wanted to keep it exposed. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to use these seagrass placemats that I have, that I use every day. What I like though is I like the mixture of like the fine china and then this nice kind of woven seagrass kind of thing, just to kind of mix it up and also to give the table some texture. And I also thought it was a nice nod to Easter because it kind of reminds you of what's an Easter basket. So we have 2 of these placed on the sides here, on each side. Then you want to take your napkin and you want to place it on your left side. Let me move all of this over, and I'm going to demonstrate it on this side too, and we'll get that on camera so you can see it. So I'm going to place it here. Then we're going to place our flatware here. And remember, when you're doing a place setting, you want to go from the outside in. Sometimes if, you know, there's a big formal dinner and they're going to have every piece of flatware or silverware imaginable out, all you have to remember is you want to go from the outside in. Salad fork inward, you know, and that's how you're going to know what to use and when to use it. So that's just a little tip if you get confused. So salad fork, dinner fork. Knife always goes on the right side of the plate setting with the blades facing the plate. Okay? Then, let me move some of this out. And then, we want to place our water goblet right at an angle, right above the knife. And then, since we're not going to be drinking wine, see, typically a wine glass would go here, but we're not going to be drinking wine, so I'm just going to use a goblet for us to have. But for these purposes, I'll use the wine glasses. So I'll put these aside. Because most people are going to drink wine. We're just not wine drinkers, but so that's where the wine glass would go there. And remember, this is just an informal setting. And we're going to do more where it'll be more of a formal setting somewhere down the road. But for today, we're going to keep it informal. You have your dinner plate. And then you have your salad plate, because that would be your first course. So that's that here. And let me do it on this side so you can see it from that side, from that angle. Napkin. Got your forks. Knife, blade in, dinner plate, and then your salad plate right on top. And that's your very basic, that is your very basic informal place setting. Now, if we had a little more room, if you didn't want to, so you wouldn't have to disturb your forks, you could move everything over a little bit. This is just a small table. And have your napkin totally free. So that's the first thing that you're grabbing. Actually, I have this upside down because I'm upside down over here. So you could do that. But like I said, this table is small. But some people want to have everything separated so that nothing touches. So that you grab your napkin, place it in your lap. First course, salad fork, and then you work your way in. But since this is casual, and this would be more of a casual setting, kind of casual, informal setting, and we have a space limitation, we're going to do it in this fashion. Yeah. Kind of hard to do it from upside down. And then same thing here, is that water goblet, and then there's your wine glass. So you have your very simple yet elegant arrangement. So I'm just going to play with it a little bit. But we are set here. Make sure that everything is right off the table. Yeah, very simple yet elegant spring Easter arrangement. How fabulous is that? So that's everything today, y'all. Hope you guys got some tips that you can really use for your celebrations this spring. I've been meaning to tell you guys, please make sure you're following me on Instagram because I am doing a spring Refresh and Reset Challenge, where I'm doing all things cleaning, organizing, decorating for spring. And then I'm also throwing in some things that I'm doing around my home too. So if you've enjoyed those webisodes, you know, you're gonna catch some new things that I may not necessarily do on YouTube. I may end up doing them on both, but we'll see. But I think you'd really, really love to see that, you know, those, you know, challenges that will have you do something every day. I'm posting something in one of those categories to help you around your home and get you set for the new season. So thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great week. Remember to subscribe. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe. Tell your friends. I'm trying to build this channel. So subscribe, like, comment, you know, tell everybody that you love Fabulous Living with Angela Jones. Have a great week. Blessings.